Warning, the following broadcast contains strong opinions, playful antics, and controversial topics causing off-the-rails fun. Chances for being offended are higher than average for sensitive people. Viewer discretion is not advised. Live a little and have some fun.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 231 of the Coach's Box. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We don't know what it is yet because we don't have an agenda, but I'm sure there's a lot to talk about.
Oh, we always have an agenda, Kevin.
Almost all the guys are here.
The agenda is we start the Jim Powers, rip on Jim Powers part right here. Where's Jim? Not here.
I'm looking around for him.
Where?
Hey, I got my playoff teams on. Lakers, future second-time Stanley Cup champions this year. Blues, calling it.
Zach, the Blues are a hockey team.
Yes.
They play in St. Louis.
They have jerseys and everything.
They have sweaters.
Sweaters.
We call
Really?
them sweaters.
Just add that.
Yes.
Add that to the list of why. Hey, I'm wearing my sweater. Hey.
You shut your damn mouth when you talk to me.
So
like
hold on,
that.
time out. You
understand?
go and you buy other dudes' sweaters. Oh, there
Damn
we
right
go.
You do.
Haters
You know
gonna
what,
hate,
Zach?
man.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
no
hate.
kidding.
Hey, you're supposed to be kind to no matter what. He,
That is
she, they,
That is
them.
true.
Come on now.
Okay.
We want to buy
Sweaters,
sweaters.
sweatettes,
We want
whatever.
to. We want to buy sweaters of other people. We can buy sweaters. I can wear a sweater.
That's right.
Wear a sweater.
Do
I will wear a
whatever
sweater.
you want.
Speaking
It's a winter sport,
I want
Zach.
Snuggaroos.
You got to stay warm.
Oh, hey, you talk about ads.
Snuggie!
They that's what they need to do. They need to bring back the Snuggies in St. Louis, and that would be a great marketing tool.
Oh, for Snuggaroo.
Yeah.
You know that's
Snuggie.
You know that's a giveaway next year at a game. That's happening.
Right?
Absolutely.
Dude, I am.
Snuggarood Snuggie
Why
brought
wouldn't
to you
you?
by Emerson Electric.
I'm there.
I'm just pissing off every group I'm in on Facebook because I am sharing the show and I give no you know what's and I am just sharing it and just going to share it to everybody. Hey, Travis Kelsey and Jason Kelsey, share. Hey,
Share. You get a
Foundations of
share.
Fitness, share. You get a share. Hey, 34 Hoops, you get a share. Hey, Herculaneum High School Group, you get a share. Hey, it don't matter. You know.
Hey, I did have we had a tournament. We had again his fourth golf event in four days. But yesterday we were down.
You can stop complaining
No.
while you're,
I'm just
you're
simply
coaching
saying.
golf. But
I'm
go ahead.
stating
No,
facts.
that's cool.
We were down
No,
at the St. Jim's
Mixed up at
Invitational.
school, I'd be so upset.
Right? Hey, I'm telling you what, it was nice this week, spring break and all that. Anyway, so
nice,
down there at this big invitational, and old Billy Pruno was down there working, helping out. And he's like, I just love listening to your show, your guys' show.
He's one of the best ever, dude.
So I told him, I said, I'm trying to get Jarvis and Miller to go at it like the old days. They haven't done that in years. It's like I don't know. It's like you guys, you two went to counseling or something.
Hey, McVeigh,
Yeah.
You got to be next to each other.
I might need a basketball job, and Miller might have one, and so I don't want to really go at his throat. I mean, maybe I'll go on, sit in his bench and wear some jeans and cross my.
Yep.
I'll sit next to Trimmer so I don't get in trouble.
Yep.
Hey, Jason, if you want to know what that's like working
that
for me,
hat
just
on the
ask
bench,
Zach. I mean,
I never wear a hat. I don't know how. I saw so many hats this year in basketball coaching. I've never seen that ever in my entire career until recently.
New trend.
Like, you can wear a hat coaching basketball? Summer league, okay. But we're talking varsity basketball games wearing a hat?
I don't get it. I'm not a fan, and I love wearing a hat.
I love wearing a hat. I wear one every day. I'm getting
just gives Chris one less thing to throw.
That's true. That's why I don't wear ties. I don't want to be sitting there trying to take that tie off.
I'm telling you, man, you throw it and hit the wrong person. It's like a scar letter. Believe me. Don't throw a dry erase board.
Not like a job target letter.
My Lord, like I meant to throw it at him. Come get over. If I'd have meant to throw it at him, I'd have hit him right in the gosh dang face.
Jarvis is unlocking this box in his brain that stuff's been locked away and that it's just open. It's like the scene from Ghostbusters. Somebody pulled that thing right out of there, and we got all the crap coming right out of the top.
Oh yeah, I do. No, hey, there's no censor on this anymore.
Oh Lord. Here we go.
Well,
hey, hold on.
I get
hired. Can you flip then? Can you flip the Jarvis and I on the screen and put him next to you up top? So can we do that?
Well, I can, but why? It doesn't make any sense.
It's right next to you. That's what people will be looking at.
Okay, well, here you go. I'll do that.
There it is. There it is.
Calmness on the bottom. Heat rises to the top. Yeah. There we
go. Yep, the many faces of the coach's box. Speaking of many faces, our show art showed a couple of different faces for one particular athlete this week. Zach, do you want to take it away? Well, I know you like bringing up our topics, but our main topic for tonight.
Again, unless you've lived under a rock, collegiate sports has hit, I don't know, maybe a new low, if you will. So you've got Nico. I guess he's now the former Tennessee quarterback that basically said,
how do you pronounce his last name?
Iamaleava? I want more money. I don't know. So you already got $2.5 million, and now you want $4 million, right? And so you've got your dad and your agent and whatever trying to get more money. Now, in the grand scheme of things, okay, but $2.5 million to $4 million, somebody should have said, that's a pretty hefty jump. I mean, you're talking.
I mean, you got to pay your agent. You got to pay all these people. I mean, it's
Uncle
tough,
Sam.
Man. Child support.
I think the number I read somewhere, Brock Purdy's only earned like $3.5 million total in his career.
Probably, if that, in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so anyway, Tennessee and Coach Heupel was like, hey, we're not paying you. Go ahead and take your walking papers, put your name into the transfer portal, and let's see where you go. And so it raises the question now. Now, we could get later on and start talking about, was he a good QB? Was he not a good QB? I mean, he was one of the higher quarterbacks coming out of high school, but I think that there were signs early. Yeah, I think there were some signs early about, hey, is this going to be the right guy and the right fit at Tennessee? Obviously, that's not working out, but the topic is, what is this now doing to the landscape of college football, college athletics, and is it completely destroying or diminishing any of the value of fandom, of rooting for your school, your school sport? What do you think?
Well, the toothpaste is out of the tube. You can't put it back in, so there's not fixing it right now. But you're right. It's ruining fandom in a lot of instances. We've had 2 instances of college basketball teams losing everyone on their roster, I believe.
Baylor,
Indiana
did you see that today?
and Baylor.
Spirit. Everybody.
Yeah, everyone. It's just like it's AAU basketball with a school name on it.
Kevin, you know what? That is a great the first
That
time
is a
hearing
great
that is a
analogy.
great analogy.
Yeah.
It's the smartest thing anyone's ever said on this show.
Screw this AAU coach. I'm going to this team. This guy's going to play me. Oh, no, he ain't playing me. I'm going here.
Now, I do not fault whatsoever a kid that wants to go play college, and if somebody is willing to pay for a kid to get on top of the scholarship, on top of all of the stuff that the school gives, all of the freebies, and if somebody else wants to pay him for his name, image, likeness, go for it. The issue is that I hate to say it, and Chris has brought this up over the years, there's no regulation, and it is the Wild West, and it's not good.
No, let's be honest. This went way too far. This was first. I don't remember what guy it was. If it was Ed O'Bannon. If you listen to his thing, his spiel, but no, I know it's Ed O'Bannon that started all this. But I listened to I don't remember who it was, former player, and he was complaining about we went from these guys need to be able to go to college, go to class, and be comfortable and not worry about like where they're going to get their next $5 to go down to the, to the McDonald's and get a burger or whatever. That they can live comfortably while earning money. But it went from that to we're trying to make generational wealth in college. Yeah. It's called college. Yeah. It's that they have turned collegiate sports into the minor leagues. It's just basically it's professional sports without the name.
And you go back to the Fab Five, you go back to that 30 for 30, and when Chris Webber and the guys are walking around, and they're walking around and they're saying, wait a second, they've got our jerseys, our names on the back of it, everything that they did to change college basketball and that culture landscape, all of that, right? And so I don't fault them for saying, wait a second, if somebody's going to buy my jersey has my name on it, then let me share in the profits, right? Like that's not a bad thing. It's the fact that we go from you can't have anything instead of just saying, you know what? If you're getting money under the table, who cares? If they would have just left that alone and said, Reggie Bush, go ahead and take your pay cut in the NFL, but keep your Heisman, and all of these other guys are getting paid under the table, we're just not going to look the other way. We're not going to care. None of this happens. But because we want to throw a fit about guys getting money, because why not? Hey, they're coming to your school. They're doing this. They're doing that. This is now open Pandora's box. And like Kevin said, there's no putting the genie back in the bottle.
Nick Saban is one of the most outspoken people.
Oh, yeah. He's been great.
And he is also very much, he goes, I'm an advocate for paying the kids because they deserve to be paid something. He goes, but there's got to be some more regulation to it. There's got to be some standards to it. And there's just not. It's the wild, wild west. And you may never get it back under control unless somebody goes nuclear on it and blows the whole thing up.
Well,
how do you? Because
there's got to be something put on how many times you're transferring and all this. Come on. Guys are playing for their fourth and fifth schools.
Well, what it is I don't think that you can regulate the NIL at this point. I don't know that you can because they let it go too much too soon. But Jason's right. I think you can regulate the movement of students.
You can't do the money. The money's gone because again, it's already where it's just out in the open, right?
If you're going to transfer to get more money, you better pick the right spot the first time because you may not get a second one.
Well, how about
unless
this?
Unless a coach leaves or whatever.
How about if they want to hold out like this? Hey, you signed the contract. There is no holdout. There's none of this because right now that's what the NFL has. The NFL has players have the ability to hold out because they don't have guaranteed contracts. That's the difference between the NBA, the NFL, or the NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NHL is they have guaranteed contracts, and National Football League doesn't. So if you really want to, if you really, really, really want to make it to where, it's like, listen, you signed this deal. So if you want out of it, you're giving that money back, and that make it legal that they have to pay that money back. Now, then sure, you can do that.
Mhm.
Or you make them honor the contract.
Right.
Yes, you have buyouts. But I agree with Jason. I think that you have to limit the movement aspect to it. I think you get the one free move, and then you have to sit the 1 year. And if you want to make a career out of playing college sports because you're making that kind of money, man, by all means. I said that before. I just think when I said, yeah, just go ahead and pay him, because I knew that this was going to happen. It only took one greedy little sucker to say, I want more money. And he ain't even that. Hey, look, he's okay, but he ain't that damn good. Come on,
but
man.
The way the reports are in the portal is for him, there's not much demand for him. Not many coaches necessarily want him in their locker room for this. He's going to end up taking a pay cut from what he was making at Tennessee to go somewhere else to play.
Yeah.
I think UCLA is like the one that apparently is in the lead for it, but it's for less money. The reports are that it's less money than what he was going to have at Tennessee.
Right.
Hey,
Okay.
Sometimes
So
you got to shoot your shot, though, right? I mean, hey, shoot your shot, and then it
again,
didn't work out.
the question though, is it a school problem or is it a non-school related issue when we're talking about the money? Because is it a the University of Tennessee is paying you, or is it no the friends of the program at so and so Chevrolet or Ford or whoever that they are the company that is paying you? Like that's what I don't know, and maybe you guys can enlighten me here.
If it was the comp, it's these collectives is what they are, where they have all these alumni get together. If it were the company, he couldn't hold Nico could not hold Tennessee's feet to any fire if it was John Brown Chevrolet that was paying him or whatever, giving him a car or whatever.
Right.
It's not the school there. It's Heupel holds some funds and some say within the collective as to where that money goes, as a lot of coaches do with that collective, or they work the deals with them.
Right.
And even though they're not supposed to,
right,
they do.
Well, that okay.
This Chevrolet.
There you go. This brings it to another point of why would we make the schools in charge of this? If we're going to sit here and say money and you're going to be a free agent, then that needs to be completely separated from the universities and say, hey, if you have a deal with this collective over here, that's not us. And if you're going to walk, then that's on you. Like, that's what I don't get is that, it just like what the other issue that we talked about with schools earlier today. It's like, no, you can't dip your toe in this. It has to be all or nothing. It's black and white, and say the schools, it's either you running it or you're not running it at all. And if you're not running it at all, then your hands are clean. And it's like, you know what? Go deal with the business people. That has nothing to do with the university. Well, and then it takes them out of it.
Well, when they allowed them to have agents to negotiate these deals for them, that's what opened up that box. If it were just about the kids making money, they would say, hey, just let them go get a job and go get the money. Who cares if some car dealership wants to just pay them and they basically just show up and walk around the room the whole time?
Right.
That's fine. I say if there wasn't an agent, then put the kids in charge of go finding their own money. Then you'll see who the ones who can really kind of work the deal and get that point. But Tennessee's the first school that kind of, to our knowledge, really kind of said, you know what? No, not dealing with it. You're not, I don't care how good you are. You're not worth it. Get out of my locker room. Get out of my building. You lost your parking spot. Go to the West Coast.
Yeah.
By the way, this is great. This is Coach Spool here. That's a great comment right there. I like it. Thanks for watching, Coach.
But you know what? You said it. I mean,
hold up for that fifth sandwich.
Exactly. No. It's got to be the Nutella. It's got to be the Nutella Uncrustable. That's what it is.
Those things are so good.
Oh man, I was talking with the kids about that today because I
Gosh.
said we were coming back and I said, "You guys want to stop for anything?" And they're like, "No, I got peanut butter and jelly at the house." I said, "Uncrustable?" They're like, "Oh, you know it." And then we went into that tangent.
Like I'm telling you right now, if they had Uncrustables when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure I'd have weighed 500 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Not even joking. Like, how convenient is it? I did not want to make my own sandwich. But now you can just go in the freezer and pull out one of those things, let it sit there and thaw,
Mm-hmm.
put it in the microwave if you want to, and they have a
Yeah.
Nutella. Holy hell.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm not joking. I would weigh 500 pounds. Between that and a whole box of like saltine crackers. Carb load, baby.
with that dip you made with the what was that, peanut butter and Karo syrup? That was good.
Totally off subject right now. Thanks, Coach Spool. If you take white Karo syrup and you mix it with peanut butter, it is the greatest thing ever. And you know what? Zach can agree and attest to this because I made some, and you take regular saltine crackers and you dip that, or you go ahead and spread it on a couple pieces of bread.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow, man! It's like the old school peanut butter sandwich at lunchtime.
It is the nostalgic government peanut butter.
It's absolutely what it is.
Yes.
Yep, it's mixed with Karo syrup. Yep. That's the white Karo syrup. Do it. Mm-hmm. It'll change your life. You're like, oh my God, Karo syrup. It's disgusting. Trust me. Trust me. If you didn't believe me with anything else ever in your entire life, this is the one thing for sure that you can count on. It's that damn good. All right, carry on.
Yeah. So going forward, and you talked about Saban had some quotes here. How does collegiate athletics fix all of this? You said you put them under contract, so now are they their own? Do they have to get their own special taxes? So now they're not even affiliated with the school. They're what type of it's not self-employed. I can't remember what
1099s.
1099. Okay, yeah.
Independent contractors.
That's what. Okay, thank you. So do they have to do that? And so how did Jarvis is a Mizzou fan through and through. So Jason, explain to me, how does this make you feel as a fan of a college team that you live and die with? And it's like, wait a second, I got to root for this guy and he can jump ship anytime he wants.
It sucks. I mean, it sucks. And they put out today, I saw the basketball teams that have at least 10 million or more in NIL. And it was like all your big ones, Kansas, Michigan, no Mizzou on that list, but we got to compete against all those same schools. Mm-hmm. It sucks, man. They keep leaving. That dude played for Arkansas. Can't think of his name. He was a Mizzou player.
Brazil.
Gosh. Yeah. I mean, put him on Mizzou's team this year. There was a few Mizzou players out there that started at Mizzou or not at Mizzou anymore. It's hard to root for your team when you don't know what the team's going to be.
Does it diminish the value of rivalry games? So Jason, you've gone to Mizzou football games in this era. Are you as excited about it as maybe the past? Like I don't know if you went back when Daniels was QB and they were,
I went when, I'm so old. It was Corby Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I went to games like that. I went a couple times recently because Dylan's up there. I mean, it's exciting to go to the game, especially if they haven't lost yet and you go early in the season. They're 2 or 3 or 4-0. Mm-hmm. It's still exciting. And we haven't really had a lot of football players leave. Think about it. We got Luther Burden here. He stayed. It's not like basketball's a little different. We didn't win a game in the SEC 2 years ago, and then this year we're on fire for a while. So
until they shushed everybody.
Well, in the sense of Mizzou football, while you're as a fan, you're cheering for Mizzou. You like to have those faces that you can see. What Eli Drinkwitz has done a really good job of kind of being that stable face in front of the program. And they've had Luther who stayed, but It's not like they use the one and done or like the player that's in the front that they know is going to leave. They've done a really good job of marketing who should be that front of the program. And a lot of times it is Eli, and he's there, and he's the one that you can always kind of adhere yourself to as a face for the program.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we all jumped on the running back, number 7, and
Yeah, Coach Schrader and
Mizzou's been lucky lately
Yeah.
on having key guys. I mean, the quarterback was a Missouri. He wanted to be a Mizzou player when he was a little kid. I mean, everything he lived, breathed, everything. And hell, you look at what he's been doing at combines and stuff. I mean, he's on the up and up right now. So they had a quarterback they could market. They had a receiver, and then with Schrader, they had a running back. I mean, they've had some
winning games. Yeah,
and they're winning games. They've had some good defensive linemen. They've been lucky, and Drake has been there for a while. And he, like Kevin's saying, he's the standard. He's the guy, the face. And I think Gates is going to be that way too, because I think everybody's knocking him, blah blah, but he's got some decent pickups. That center they just got. I mean, I know he only averaged 5 points, blah blah. He's a big dude. I mean, they're doing the best they can, I think, at Mizzou right now.
So I'm going to read you this quote from Saban, and you guys tell me what you think, if you like it, dislike it, and why. So
I love
this
it.
was,
I'm
you
sorry.
love
I
it.
just went ahead and jumped in because I love Nick Saban. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Now,
I'm pretty sure I've read it too, but go ahead.
This is back from 2024, but he's talking about the kids and recruiting, and he's talking about the new aged athlete. And he says maybe 70 or 80% of the players you talk to, all they want to know is 2 things. What assurances do I have that I'm going to play, and how much are you going to pay me? Now, my question is, who's right, who's wrong? Is it wrong for the kids to ask that? Is it wrong for the kids to want that? And what, again, I'm trying to get you guys to talk about this. Do you agree? Do you think? I mean, because ultimately, Saban's like, that's not how you build a program, winning culture. You got to self-sacrifice, right? What do you think? I mean, can you fault the kids in this day and age? Do you think it's like, no, it's absolutely awful? Like, what's your opinions?
I hate it, but it is the way of the beast right now, and I don't know how else to get around it because it's well within the rules and regulations. But what I'm more scared of than anything else is generally what happens at college a few years later ends up leaking into the high school level, whether it be tactically or some other things like that in the different sports. Is that coming our way as high school coaches soon? That's, if you add in the possibility of things like school choice and picking what school you want to go, is this somewhere where we're going down the road? I don't know if I want any part of I love coaching, but I don't know I want any part of doing that. The Chip Kelly method. I don't want to be a head coach. I'll go be in a coordinator somewhere.
Is it a bad thing though? So Jason, you played college sports. Is it a bad thing for you to sit here and say, as a high school athlete, ask those questions? Am I going to play?
No, I don't think that's a bad question to ask. One of the reasons why I went to Central Methodist, it's going to sound bad, but I went, visited it, loved the campus, loved the town, small town. I mean, student population wasn't very big. I just knew I would fit in. I just knew as soon as I went and visited. Now there was some herky guys up there that I went to their rooms and got to see how they live, blah, blah, blah. But part of the reason I picked Central, they weren't very good in football, and I knew I was going to get to play pretty quick. And by my sophomore year, I was already playing on varsity. So now it started off with kickoff return, kickoff, blah, blah, blah. But then it ended up, started 3 games my sophomore year towards the end of the year. My junior year started over half of them. Senior year started every game but 1. So, yeah.
You had that opportunity. That opportunity to play presented itself.
I didn't go, hey, Larry, to Larry Anderson, who the coach was at the time, am I going to get to play? I did say, what's it look like when most people come? Like how long does it take to get on the field? Am I not going to play till I'm a senior? There were some things like that talked about. I didn't want to go. Maybe I could have. I got letters from all kinds of schools. I could have went somewhere else, tried to walk on or whatever, but I would have never played. I knew I was going to get to play at Central. That's why I went there. And so, I think it's a fair question to ask as a kid. Am I going to, do you see me playing in the next year or two? Or am I going to have to sit the bench? Because if College A over here is telling me I'm going to play as a freshman or sophomore, I'm probably going to go to College A, not B.
Well, now here's the thing, though. You said that's a fair question. That's only one. The other question is how much are you going to pay me?
Now
I agree with the first one. I want to know how much I'm going to get to play because as from back to when college athletics started and you were recruited by coaches, that's the thing you want to know is, are you going to play me? Now it's, are you going to play me and are you going to pay me?
I didn't address the pay part.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Central Methodist,
they're not paying their transfer portal people.
Friends of the program money was not quite that high back then, like it maybe was for Western University.
Getting seconds in the freaking line at the lunchroom and stuff was about some of the perks of being a football player. Or, hey, when I moved off campus, the lunch lady liked me so much she still let me come eat free lunch. That's the kind of perks we got. We didn't get no, here's $1,000, go out to the club tonight. No, we were going to.
What kind of ideal?
We're going to the Silver Bullet, Columbia, or the Blue Note, dude. And we're paying 99 cents for a Vegas bomb or something.
I don't think that those. I don't think the question that you ask the coach is how much you're going to pay me. I guess I'm just not. I'm not into that. Because
but that's what it is.
I know.
That's what it is now.
But I'm still got my foot in the past where
if that's the rules, I'm going to say it. If I was getting recruited now, and that would be one of my questions. Well, if I was that good, I'm D1 guy. All right. I go to Mizzou and I visit. And you know how I am. Stay in Missouri. Like that guy Jim brought up the other day, and I said, screw him. He wants to go somewhere else. Then I don't want to talk about him. He's not a Mizzou person. He's not a Missourian anymore. Let him go. So
it's not one anymore.
Well, I would say even in many instances, that Cantwell kid could end up back at Mizzou in a couple of years because of the portal anyway.
That's true.
That's true.
I would say how many guys that was Ohio State or Notre Dame.
I know that's what I was going to say. How many guys go to Ohio State that come to Mizzou? Not a lot.
We had one on the team.
That receiver, that Alabama receiver came back. I'm just saying, but it's multiple Mizzou guys from different places that come back in their third, fourth, or grad year. Yeah.
Well, I think the problem is the when we open the door for the kids getting paid, which again, I don't mind
the question though.
Them getting money. I get it, but then once you make that decision, I don't like the fact that they can re-up for more money and they want to negotiate, and then they get all butthurt because they're not getting their money. Like, listen, when you decide that you want to get paid for your services. It's not. This isn't the best AAU team that I'm going to go play for now, because now it's a business thing. And these kids who have had everything given to them for their entire lives, all of a sudden, when you start having to pay these guys, they're going to be like, somebody who's writing that check or who's putting the cash up, it's going to say, no, you don't get that because you're not good enough.
That's a blanket statement.
You don't want to pay raise, Chris?
You're telling me every one of these guys were these guys weren't all handed everything throughout their career.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch of them.
You don't want to pay raise?
If they got people. Yeah.
You want to work
again.
for the same, you want to work for the same amount of money next year as you did this year? Or you want a little bump?
I probably will. I've been in
Yeah, so why
education,
is it-
Zach. It's not like we get a whole hell of a lot
You
of
know
money
what? I'm
extra.
glad you brought this
But
up. So
you're still-
I'm
everybody
glad you
still
brought
wants a
that up.
raise.
No.
I am glad you brought that up, Zach. So I'm a guy that's been in education for a while, right? So why should I, and I've already turned a job down because of this, why should I as a teacher, and this is what is such BS about our profession, why should I, because I'm going to move schools, go back to pay scale step 10 when I should be at step 26? What's the two ways you make money as a teacher? Longevity or education, right? That's the only other, or if you go up to a higher position. 3 ways, right? But to go to a higher position, you have to get more what? Education. So I'm getting punished. I'm getting punished right now because I have experience, and I'm going to these interviews. And when they say how many years they're going to let me bring, like one of the interviews, I said, "Man, I'm sorry I wasted your guys' time." And they're like, "What do you mean?" I go, "Well, if you're only letting me bring in 11 years, that's a $20,000 difference. I can't do that. I have 3 kids. I got 2 that are going to be in college and a 3-year-old. I can't make a $20,000. What the heck?" So, I mean, every profession, you're always trying to make more money. And as a college student, you're going to do that. If you can make more money, I'm diehard Mizzou, but if I get offered $2 more million to go somewhere else, God, I love you, Missouri.
No brainer.
Damn, that's $2 more million.
Well,
I don't have to be in the with everybody else on this.
I'm trying. I'm trying to get an argument going here because I think you're wrong, Chris.
It's fine. I don't
care. You got to get what you can when you can get it. You might blow your knee out.
Then
blow your knee out the first play. But hey, I got that million. I got that extra $3 million. Glad I came to this school and didn't stick it out at Mizzou. Glad I didn't stay at Tennessee. If Florida State's giving me more.
But the problem is at some point they're not.
I know this guy. More. Well, this guy wasn't that good.
When they opened this up, it gave the players the power, which is what they were intending to do. The power to earn money, those types of things. But at what point, because the pendulum has swung so far to the other side, do the schools not come together at some point and just say, nope, we're taking it back? And I think the Tennessee's coach started it by saying, get out, took his locker, threw him out, got rid of the parking spot. And, and maybe it's when the power 5s or power 4s pull away and do their own thing. And then that's where they come up with that salary cap type of situation where they can say, here's what you can do. Here's what you got to spend on your 110-man football roster or whatever it is. Don't spend any more than it. You're not allowed to.
All of this just goes back to the fact of it's a meritocracy. It is, are you good enough? If he was good enough, this would be a non-story, and instead the story would be great football player renegotiates deal. And so kudos to the college players because now they're making more money. But because he's not as good, this is the story that we get. Or because he's not performing, this is where we're at. And so that's the world that the athlete has to live in. It's like you said, I think, Jarvis, shoot your shot. And you got to be okay with the consequences one way or the other.
Well, hey, you can't have both ways. Either you're good or you're not, I guess. So just the way it is. Yeah. We are overdue for a commercial break. When we come back, we've got plenty more to talk about because, Zach, again, the Blues, they're a hockey team.
Yeah.
And you know what? They made the playoffs, Zach. Playoffs. Yay. We come back, we're talking Blues hockey. You're watching the Coach's Box Call Like See It podcast. See you in a second.
I'm an overpowered leaf blower, and I'm not exactly street legal. And if you don't have the right auto coverage, this could really blow your budget. So get Allstate, save money, and be protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
It's Between Takes with Daikin and Dave Mars.
Cut. All right, next setup.
Hey, Dave, we got another question about energy savings. And this is a good one.
Yeah, efficiency is so important.
Didn't you just talk with Daikin about this?
They said energy efficiency is the key to a happy marriage. She gets the temperature, I get the savings.
Good to know. I'll tell them to check with their local Daikin dealer.
All right, back to one.
Give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com. In the hobby of collecting, check out Elite Collectibles, open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They carry a wide variety of sports cards, trading cards, magic cards, Pokemon cards, and other non-sports cards. Need some supplies? They also have sleeves, top loaders, boxes, and much, much more. They have online auctions every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and also do bulk grading submissions to SGC and CGC. Check out Elite Collectibles at 1258 Main Street in Imperial, Missouri. You can also view their entire inventory at www.elitecollecting.com.
You need new entertainment. You need full-length content. You need the Real Fresh channel. Hey, I'm Health Fresh from the Real Fresh channel. Subscribe today on YouTube. We have new content. We are a network of podcasters putting out new stuff every single day. Whether you need sports, pro or college, whether you need comedies, whether you need pop culture, whether you need wrestling, we've got so much content on there. Gaming, check it out. Live, not live, we've got it all. The Real Fresh channel. Subscribe today.
Welcome back to the Coach Like We See It podcast. This is episode 231, and this is the show. Hopefully you guys have got a chance to catch our first segment where who the hell has the sound on? Good God. Turn off the phone. Zach, it's got to be you. It has to be you. We're going to blame
you. I wish you'd get some internet that worked. That's what I wish.
Kevin's stealing all the good stuff over at his house. He's only like right next to her. It's great.
Don't blame
but if your
me.
internet
My
works
phone's not
really
on.
well, we are blaming you just because.
No, my phone was on. I was watching something about Lacey. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh my God, that was so loud. All right. Anyway, Jason, now it's your fault. If your internet is good and you missed our first segment, just go back and watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on X. You can watch it on Facebook. You can do that all for the absolute low price of $0. We want to make sure that we bring this show to you every week that we can do it for a pretty easy cost. I think that's something that's affordable in this day and age. When eggs are $10 a dozen, you can get this show for free. You just cost you your time, sometimes your dignity. And that's okay, I guess. But at least it's not $10 out of your pocket. So you can go and buy your eggs.
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, I'm happy. I'm tired. It's been a long week, but I'm really happy because our St. Louis
You're not
Blues,
coaching. How are you so tired?
Farm. Our St. Louis Blues have made the playoffs. They were left for dead. They weren't going to make the playoffs in this retool. They had to fire their coach. And you know what? They made the playoffs. They reel off 12 wins in a row, a franchise record, and now they're going to go up against the Winnipeg Jets. But that's okay. That's okay. Kevin, you are someone who I can't talk to Zach. Zach might as well just take a nap right now. Kevin, what is your thoughts going into this series with the ever-hated Winnipeg Jets?
The Winnipeg Jets, I think it's a good matchup because the Winnipeg Jets are notorious for absolutely blowing it in the playoffs, for being a team that is extremely talented. They have the best goaltender in the league in the regular season in Connor Hellebuck. He has been every bit of below average in the playoffs the last few years. Bring that crap on, Helly. Let's see what you got. Stand on your head, fall on your face, and let Snuggie just push a couple of pucks past you for the first couple of weeks. They've already had to change. They had to change the playoff schedule in the first round because of the Blues, because the Enterprise Center is not available next Friday and Saturday because of 2 concerts. So they had to change it around, and now they're going Thursday, Sunday here in St. Louis. So I like the Blues' chances.
I do
the
too.
Extra days rests will help.
And you know what, Kevin, you brought up a really great point. Winnipeg, how many championships has Winnipeg won? Hang on, count that one
in hockey or all together.
I mean, has their city ever done anything ever? No. No. The answer is no. At a parade, okay.
I think they're home of the Canadian Mardi Gras.
Okay, that's great. So a bunch of drunk Canadians. Yeah, they haven't done anything, and for hockey's sake, they haven't ever done anything. So Winnipeg, who, by the way, they won the President's Trophy this year. Zach, again, that is the trophy they give out for the team that has the most points at the end of the regular season. So they have the record and best points. No, not everybody gets the trophy. It's not how that works.
No, I just think it's, did you win the game or did you lose the game? Like, why are there points? You won or you lost? I don't. Why are we assigning points to it?
Because you have wins and losses, and you have types of wins and losses. Just check your phone for something.
Did you win the game? Did you lose the game?
Oh my gosh!
How is there types of wins? Anyway, Matt, go ahead.
You're literally the worst. You're the worst person ever to talk about any of this stuff.
I bet he still likes the Rams.
Hey, you had great character. You get an extra point for winning. Yay!
Oh my God!
Yeah, I do that in class all the time.
How are you
If
this
you behave
hockey
okay,
dumb?
you're fine.
How are you this hockey dumb?
Because it's a winter sport. It's cold. It's on ice. I don't like cold weather. No, give me summertime. Give me baseball.
You're a basketball coach.
I know, indoors in the winter.
It's cold.
So
it's
is
inside.
Hockey's inside.
But they wear sweaters.
Oh my God! You probably wore a sweater on the bench before, and then you probably wore a hat too.
Sweat. No, I ain't wearing long sleeves. Ain't no way I'm wearing long sleeves.
It's funny because he's
you wore jeans. You fatty.
Okay.
Looks like a construction worker coaching.
Hey, some of the teams I had were under construction. They were, yes, it was a build. It wasn't a rebuild. It was the build.
Oh my gosh!
Go ahead, talk about your foosball.
So hang on. So Winnipeg, in their illustrious history, before they got moved to Phoenix and became the Coyotes, but then had the reincarnation because Atlanta can't keep a team. They have made the playoffs a total of. There's been other teams that have been thriving in the South in hockey. Okay, Florida has
two.
The state of Florida can't even do anything in baseball. They can't get people to come for baseball. But you know what they show up for, Zach?
Hockey.
Oh,
they love hockey in Florida. They hate baseball. Tell me how that makes any sense. That's another conversation. But 19 playoff appearances since 1980. That's how many playoff appearances. And since they the reincarnated
No.
Winnipeg, what?
Oh my God, your snap.
Your
crackle,
sound
and
spiked.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
bad? Okay.
Not
I
great.
don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
It's all right.
Oh, okay.
Not great.
But
I thought
that's
you were
great.
making that Fox money. You could get some, you know,
Oh, there it is.
internet.
No, still not good. So
It's
they've
gotta
only
be more. It's got to be
Oh
more
my
than that
gosh.
bias money. Come on.
about a couple dollars.
Oh,
So
a couple dollars my rear end.
the last two times last two playoff appearances, they have been bounced in the first round. I'm hoping for another one of those this year. How great would that be? How great would that be? I just hope that they're playing. I hope the Blues playing the hockey that they were playing during that 12-game winning streak. So if Winnipeg does beat them, they were the better team on paper, obviously, and through the regular season they have been. But at least the Blues can say, hey, we played our best. We just weren't good enough. I'm okay with that in comparison to they laid a freaking egg and they sucked and they got swept and they looked like crap. So that's how I feel about it. I do think it's a good matchup, though. I really, really do. Jason, do you have any thoughts?
Nope.
Nope. Wow.
I already told you. We're going
He's
to
not
the
the best
cup.
color guy in the business for nothing, folks.
We're going to the
Kidding.
cup.
Why?
Why? Because we have Bennington in goal, and he's
Okay.
going to go on a streak, and then Snuggie and all these other guys are going to score a bunch of goals, and we're
You
going
know
to
any
win.
of the other players?
Oh no, none.
Okay. Well, you've
Well,
only named like two.
I'm also gonna say they probably have the best coach in the NHL at the moment behind the bench.
That helps.
In what he did with the Blues in the last third of the season, they played even. I think they were even points with Winnipeg in the last third of the season.
You know
they
what,
were just
Kevin?
so bad in the first 2/3 of the season.
You know what, Kevin? The new voice propelled them. They got a new voice in that locker room and in that organization and leading that team. And that new voice is going to propel them to a championship.
You got to say that with a straight face, Jason.
Well, you know, other places aren't like the Blues, but hey, good for Jim Montgomery.
Hey, it didn't work for Boston, where Jim Montgomery came from. They
Hey.
finished dead last in the NHL.
Hey, this is just therapy for me. Woo! Hey, go Blues.
So how about this? How about this for stats?
Oh, crap.
So when Craig Berube took over and they won the cup, Berube's record after he took over for Mike Yeo was 38, 19, and 6. Montgomery was 34, 18, and 7. All right. Not the same, but very similar. Very, very similar. I mean, obviously Jason's very confident that they're going to go to the cup. I feel what? Yeah, the cup.
Cup or die. Cup.
Okay. So I feel like they have a really, really, really good shot. They are playing, their best hockey. I mean, Kevin, do you think that they can pull this off?
They run very parallel similarities to the team from 2019. They can run 4 lines out on any given night. Their fourth line is with Torpchenko, Foxa, and who's the other one? I love watching that fourth line go. They've got now that Pareko's back, and if everybody's healthy, they got multiple defensemen that they can run. The real key is Robert Thomas really healthy? And his injury's not long term. I didn't read anything about it today to know, and they've got a goalkeeper that's playing as well as anybody at the moment in Jordan Bennington, who can carry a team for 2.5 months. So that's what I'm looking most forward to, is watching Bennington basically drag this team through a couple of rounds of hockey, and hopefully they catch up and can play a little and put some pucks in the net.
Yeah, I mean, and he's very capable of doing that. If it's kind of like this, if you had to pick, if you got a playoff series you want to win, I mean, who's the goalie you're going to take?
Taking Bennington.
Yeah, currently Jordan Bennington.
Yeah, I don't think you can argue that. I don't think it's even possible to argue it.
Look what he did.
Ever since the Four Nations, he's been on fire.
I mean, he's the guy.
I mean, could Bennington go down as one of the greatest playoff goalies of all time? Is it possible?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I mean,
him and Patrick Waugh and Martin Brodeur probably. Bobrovsky.
Zach, these are all guys who play goalie.
I'd say Cujo.
They're mostly all French. They're mostly all French Canadians, except for Bobrovsky. He's Russian.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. No comment.
Go ahead, Zach. You got a question?
No, I wasn't.
Ask questions.
No, not at all. No, I had a comment, but no, it's all right. It's
why you can't?
Okay.
You afraid?
Oh, come on, no coach speak.
No. It's all right. It was a
you're
joke.
Embarrassed
No,
about
not at all.
it.
It was going to be a joke that was going to fall flat. So no.
And did you find $10?
Yep.
Well, that makes the joke so much better.
Yep, and a ladder.
Feels so great. So, yeah. Hey, what? Is there anybody who's going to come out of the East? Okay, because the West is kind of stacked. I feel like. Who's the team that could come out of the East? Because right now you got Toronto.
Florida.
Toronto. Let's see. Toronto. No, they shoot. Washington should have the top seed in the East. So the Capitals, they should have the top seed, and then you have Toronto, followed by Tampa Bay. I mean, Florida, who won the Cup last year, they finished third in their division. So
I still don't think you can put anything past both Tampa Bay and Florida. Or is it just that magical year for Washington with Ovechkin? Washington's a pretty good team as well. So I always want to go with who's been there in the past. So I think it's Tampa Bay or Florida, kind of getting hot, but Washington could also make some noise out of there, but they're nowhere near as deep as the Western Conference is.
So let me ask you this question:
Western Conference is going to be the one going to be raising the cup. So just my thoughts there.
What do the Blues have to do to be successful? And whether that's one series or all the way through summertime, what from a game, whether it's strategy, execution, whatever, what do they have to do to win?
Be able to play all four lines and be able to run them through the game. I think that means that they're being balanced, and they're playing full ice hockey if they're able to play all four lines. If they get stuck having to run the top two lines in the PK and then the power play, and all those same guys are having to expend a lot of that energy, I think they're going to be in trouble.
Okay, so this brings up, at least going back to when the Blues won the Stanley Cup and watching a little bit then, penalties. I liken it to maybe turnovers in basketball. Do you, as a coach, and again, obviously I don't know anything about hockey, that's why I'm asking, do you have to put a premium on saying don't do stupid stuff to get penalties? Or is that just part of the game? Can you say, like,
I think you just play the Blues have to play Blues hockey. Penalties are going to happen. You have to minimize them like anything else, or when they happen, so you have to be able to do it so that you can still run. You want to get to as much 5-on-5 hockey as humanly possible, knowing full well you're probably going to take a penalty or two on every game. You just have to minimize what those are. And if you can minimize that, then your penalty kill won't get worn down having to stave off 5-6 penalties in a game.
Hey, Zach, it's pretty simple. We had to score more goals than the other team.
There's no like extra things like the wins and losses. You get
no, just got to win 4. It doesn't matter how you win.
You get sprinkles with this goal, or what?
Actually, there's not even penalty shots in this. You just play hockey until you.
Oh, really? There's no.
There's no penalty. You play overtime hockey, 5-on-5 overtime
there's
hockey.
No triple deke. There's no triple deke like Mighty Ducks.
Nope.
No, and there's no flying V.
Nope.
Because you'd have been offsides. So, hey, here's the thing. I mean, Kevin, you hit the nail on the head. I think they have to make sure they can roll 4 lines, and they have to. It's very important that the third and fourth line can raise their level of play, because the Blues just don't have the star power that the other teams might have on their top 2 lines. If the Blues had to go line for line, like the top line against the top line of most teams, they're not as good. I'm not saying that Thomas and Kyrou and Buchnevich aren't good players, but Robert Thomas might be on someone's first line. Kyrou might be on someone's first line, but they're not all for sure first line guys on other teams. So when you got a bunch of guys like that, your other lines have to raise their level of play. And that was the difference with 2019, I thought, was that fourth line. Berube would run the fourth line and start them for the game against other teams' top lines. And that made a huge difference, because it kind of like they set the tone. So they raise the level of play a lot of times. And that's, I mean, you want to be able to go bench and get something out of them. And I don't know if these other teams are as deep with their lines.
I mean, Robert Thomas is a top 15 center. He's pretty solid.
Yeah.
But what that also does is, if you're able to, and they've done it a couple of times, Monty has started that fourth line, is you then can go to your first line against another team's second line, and your third team against their, so you're able to get mismatches. If that fourth line can play anywhere against any other line, you're able to create mismatches.
Yes, because you're matching. They can raise their level of play. And again, and this is how that salary cap works with hockey. If you're overpaying a bunch of these big time, superstars that you can't field, and field the depth of your third and fourth line, you don't have guys up that are really, once you get into their third and fourth lines, they aren't matching up. They don't match up with those guys that normally they're on your third and fourth line. Plus, if you can get your fourth line to play against the first, now, like Kevin said, you have that mismatch, because the talent level there's a huge disparity because, again, of the situation they're in with their roster. So this is where I think the way their roster is constructed for the Blues, if they want to do what Jason said and win the cup, then I think the third and fourth line have to play at the highest levels, and Bennington's has to stand on his head, and you have to get good production out of the first line. And I think they have as good of a chance as they have had since 2019. 1,000%. I think they can win the whole thing.
I think they can win it all, and I hope they do. Of course.
Well, yeah.
I'm a Blues fan, but
yeah, you don't root for the Blackhawks, do you? No, because Jesus saves, and you know better. Okay, it's like being a freaking Cubs fan. Who the hell does that? Zach, you can't be a Blackhawks fan, okay?
No,
you don't like hockey.
Zach's
right, Chicago.
He's got his arm crossed like he's at the end of the bench.
I know. He feels like he's in PD right now.
Zach's probably a Utah Hockey Club
Utah
fan.
Hockey Club. Utah Hockey Club.
That was killing me when they were, man, did we just not whoop their ass, though? I mean,
it did happen.
The Blues came out and said, "Pa-pow! What up?
Well,
Pa-pow!" Done.
That's got to help set the stage for the playoffs, knowing that, hey, this was a must-win game for them, and they came out and they put 4 goals up in the first period. So, yeah, hopefully they carry that momentum.
I mean, that they aren't playing against
somebody's internet. Yeah, whose internet's bad now?
Oh my God, you frog!
Man,
We
go to
didn't hear a
Go to
damn
the
thing you
farm. The Star
said.
Link is better.
Karma, Chris.
Oh, well. Hey, we're going to go to commercial break. How about that? You're watching the Coach's Box. We'll be right back.
Oh, you're so tough.
I'm the guy sitting next to your girl on the kiss cam.
And this game just got a lot more interesting.
Sheila? Mom?
Fire!
And if you don't have the right home coverage, you might have to kiss your savings goodbye. Let's go, beat it. So get Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem. Yeah, like me.
Bro!
Mayhem is everywhere. Are you in good hands?
It's Between Takes with Daikin and Dave Mars.
Good. All right, next set up.
Hey, Dave, we got another question about energy savings. And this is a good one.
Yeah, efficiency is so important.
Didn't you just talk with Daikin about this?
They said energy efficiency is the key to a happy marriage. She gets the temperature, I get the savings.
Good to know. I'll tell them to check with their local Daikin dealer.
All right, back to 1.
Give Home by SMCI a call today at 636-337-4444 or email them at service@homebysmci.com. In the hobby of collecting, check out Elite Collectibles, open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They carry a wide variety of sports cards, trading cards, magic cards, Pokemon cards, and other non-sports cards. Need some supplies? They also have sleeves, top loaders, boxes, and much, much more. They have online auctions every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and also do bulk grading submissions to SGC and CGC. Check out Elite Collectibles at 1258 Main Street in Imperial, Missouri. You can also view their entire inventory at www.elitecollecting.com.
You need new entertainment. You need full-length content. You need the Real Fresh channel. Hey, I'm Health Fresh from the Real Fresh channel. Subscribe today on YouTube. We have new content. We are a network of podcasters putting out new stuff every single day. Whether you need sports, pro or college, whether you need comedies, whether you need pop culture, whether you need wrestling. We've got so much content on there. Gaming. Check it out. Live, not live. We've got it all. The Real Fresh channel. Subscribe today.
I don't know if my internet's working. God, we got the Coach's Box back on. Third and final segment.
Maybe.
Could be a short one here. I'll tell you what. Anyway, thanks, T-Mobile. It's not Spectrum now. It's T-Mobile. Just need to get the Starlink package. I knew I should have done.
Hey, I'm
okay.
on
Sorry. You know what? Learn to do it yourself, and you can run the show. Oh wait, can't do that. Jason, I'm sorry that my voice doesn't come through. Maybe the show needs a new voice to run it. Won't you try that?
You're right. Maybe it does. Maybe we need a new GM or AD. Well, wait. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Go ahead, alphabet master
I'm
here.
sure. I'm sure JG would take care of it, but whatever.
How about JP? Where's he at? Anywho, if you like our show, don't forget you can go.
Who's JB?
I don't know. If you like our show, you can go back and watch it on YouTube, on X, on Facebook. You can do it all for free. We appreciate anybody who tunes in. Don't forget to like, share, comment, post, whatever. It's fine. We like it. Don't care if you're a hater or not. We appreciate you even tuning in. Guys, this was JP, Mr. Jim Powers. I know he was kind of fired up about it. And Zach, I think you're pretty fired up about it too. Big news out of the University of Colorado with their former quarterback. Why don't you go ahead and share that in case my internet is.
You want me to take this?
Oh yeah, you just run with it, baby. Go ahead.
All right, so
you can't.
Okay, now listen. I will give credit where credit is due, in that Deion takes over Colorado. That's a 1-win program, and he brings over his son. He brings over Travis Hunter, who arguably Travis Hunter is going to be a lottery pick.
He was the best player in college
football. Okay, and Shedeur, I would say he's going to get drafted at a QB spot. I think he will be a serviceable NFL quarterback. When you go one game above 500 in 2 years, I don't know if they either went to or won a bowl game. They definitely didn't win a conference. I just don't know if you retire a jersey over a record of 14-13 or whatever it was, not even a calendar year after they are done with the program. They're not even drafted into the NFL yet. And they're talking about, hey, we're gonna retire your numbers. It just absolutely befuddles me. Guys, please talk, because it just leaves me.
Shedeur's not even the best quarterback in the history of Colorado's program.
Are you blaming this on? I don't
Cordell.
think this was Deion's doing.
How? Okay. How,
I don't think.
How is it not? Okay. Who and why, if not Deion? Because he has had his fingerprints over everything as soon as he walked in the door, even before he walked in the door. So to sit here and say he has complete control, probably as much of, if not maybe more than Saban, to sit here and say he's not pulling these strings, come on.
He's not saying no, but I don't think he's the one that's doing this.
Either.
This is Colorado's the one that is giving him free reign to do everything. Anything he wants. So something tells me, hey, let's do this, because without those two, we're not going to have the attention. So let's keep the
Whose
attention.
idea was it?
The university.
That's an AD's. That's
I'm
an
not
AD.
arguing on Hunter. Hunter's number should probably be put up.
But you have to then, if you're going to put Shedeur and retire his number, you got to retire Cordell Stewart's number 10 as well.
Who's Cordell Stewart?
Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know if his jersey's retired or not, but it should be for their history.
It's not.
Oh my gosh.
Oh well, it should be. Yeah. I mean, he was pretty damn good.
That's been the whole thing about this. About even nobody's really arguing about Travis Hunter's, other than the fact that it's like they haven't even turned the lights off from last season yet, and
there's still stuff probably in their locker. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Cordell Stewart's number is not retired, but the retiring.
Okay, now here's the only reason why I think I could maybe agree with Kevin and Jarvis on this. Is this a way to keep Deion Sanders at Colorado?
I don't know how it would keep him.
Because, hey, we're doing this for you. We're doing this for your kid. They buy us a couple more years, continue to keep us relevant.
Sure. You wanted to keep him there, you'd build it. You put a big bronze statue of him outside the stadium somewhere. That's coming next at some point. It just takes longer to make the bronze statue than it does to take their court. Then they'll take those two players' jerseys over to the UPS store and have them put in a shadow box to hang up.
I don't. You just can't do that now. I don't
What? Yeah, you can. Everybody's getting all this. Hey, listen. Hey, if we're doing all this self promotion, this promotion crap, and everybody's getting paid in college now, hell, retire their jerseys even if they didn't play a full season. Just let them do it.
Wait a minute.
Hey, I bet if Tennessee retired Nico's number 1, he'd still be there.
I bet
they're
you
probably
would.
saying no, but they're probably saying nobody's
2.2.
using number 1
for 2.2. Yep. I bet you. Kevin's
nobody's
right.
allowed
I agree
number
with that.
1 anymore because that obviously was a bad number.
Maybe 94 wins will get me on the Hall of Fame and Herky. I don't know. You never know. Oh wait. Well,
I just
should retire your number.
94. Thought maybe the floor was going to be named after me in the new gym, but nope.
Well, hey, maybe now we can talk. After all that college career you had, we can talk Festus into retiring Jason.
There we go. There we go.
I'm I want to call Farrell. Coach, I want to call Coach Farrell and see if he's down with it. Be like, listen, we can make a whole deal out of it.
Let's put that poll on Twitter.
No, they can hold on. I never played past sophomore year in basketball, Chris. So
wait, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about football, Jason, where you excelled.
67, retire that bitch. Yeah.
We're off to a great start for that campaign, let me tell you.
Yeah. Retire that.
Hey, that's the tagline.
That's the tagline. That's the tagline.
Hashtag retire that bitch.
Yeah. Hashtag RTB 67.
Yeah. That's right. That is so ironic, Chris. That is so ironic.
RTV.
TV 67.
So that's what it's always stood for.
Hashtag. Oh my God.
Oh my God. So it doesn't mean ring the bell. It means retire that bitch.
Hey, they may not even be talking about they may not be talking about your jersey. They might be talking about you.
Well, hey. You're right. You're probably right. At HHS, you're probably right.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, man. I'm going to tell you what. If this don't make a whatever real.
You can't even say
it.
Because I'm laughing too much. My brain. It's like floating in there. There's so much laughter. That was good stuff.
RTB.
RTB. Forget about the CTE. It's the RTB.
No. Hurry up because of CTE and RTB.
Yes. RTB because of CTE.
LFG. Let's go.
My son Dylan swears I got CTE. I can't. He says you can't remember shit, Dad. What is your problem? And I'm like, you might be right.
Hey, just tell Dylan next time. RTB, man. RTB.
Oh, he had to live that RTB crap.
Wait, we're not talking about ringing the bell.
I
Jason.
know, but when I say it to him, he's gonna be like, ring the bell. What?
No, that's why you got to put the 67 behind it. RTB 67.
First, I didn't. First, 67 is not what I thought you said because your internet's so muffled. It sounded like you said a different
67.
Okay,
67.
That
all
we
right.
can hear.
Back to a
You're not even.
live
You're
now.
not even going to be able to watch Fox basketball film on that terrible internet.
Yes, I can. You don't move fast enough, so it'll freeze too.
Starting to think it's not the internet. Have you rebooted recently?
I don't know.
Have you turned it off and turned it back on? Oh,
probably need to. It is a thing.
Oh,
let's move on to Cardinals. Let's move on to Cardinals.
Sanders and Hunter.
Oh, yeah, it's dumb. I mean, in all seriousness, it's dumb. Why? I don't. You're right. He hasn't even done anything yet. But they didn't do anything in college. Travis Hunter, yes. Shador, no.
Hey,
no.
we start going down this path, eventually we're going to not have numbers for people to wear. And they're going to start having triple digits for football or something.
Oh my gosh, letters.
So,
hey, Chris, this is like let's
You
retire
need
your
to
jersey.
shut up about the sweater shit.
Chris,
he said letters.
No, like he said sweaters.
No, Grandpa.
No, he
Turn
said
your hearing aid
letters.
up, Grandpa. No,
CTE. No.
Hey, listen, Chris. This is like on NCAA football, starting at like a 1-star program, and in 2 years now you're like a 3-star program. So this is and now you want to retire Jersey because you're now a 3-star program. That's what you've done. You now get to recruit 4 stars. Hey,
beat the school of the blind, school of the blind and armless. Yeah, it's about right, Zach. Hey, I do have a question since we are talking about the numbers. Kevin brought up a good point. Did you know that now college basketball is allowing teams to use they're allowing teams to have jersey numbers with 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Oh,
and
this was the first year, I believe it was all throughout college basketball they could do this. And I know that Mark Langhauser, one of our fine officials, is watching this show.
Yeah, because I've been getting texts from his dumb butt all night.
Yeah, I know. The Roast of Jarvis's Classic. What a great comment that is. Thanks for commenting, by the way, Mark. Question for you and any other officials who are watching. The
Mark
high school
best friends with Jim Powers. Go ahead.
high school basketball in the United States is the only level of basketball in the entire world that you cannot use the numbers 6, 7, 8, or 9 in. Is there some problem with Americans and high school referees that I disagree with it? Is there do the people who think that there is something that prevents you from doing this, and this when you're reporting the number to the table?
The metric system.
Wait. That once you become a college official, you can do those things. You do this, and it's all good. And you do at pro level.
I don't know that it's the official.
Hey, have you ever?
Some of the people like me that work tables.
So let me get this straight. So
Oh,
the same
come
people who
on.
work high school basketball tables and they go and they do college basketball tables, because they're all those people, see Eddie Marino. You mean to tell me? Yes, I can definitely see Nolan trying to do the number 69. You mean to tell me that those same people cannot differentiate high school and college? And I mean, we're all joking. I mean this with all seriousness. How embarrassing is it that you cannot do that? It is the only level of basketball in the world.
Could you imagine Dennis Beck trying to signal that?
It's a freaking number.
Hold on, I'm going to say
you've had these figures for 80 years, Dennis. You can put those.
Stop. It's not even the numbers.
I don't know how old.
You didn't say he's been repping for 80 years.
No, he's like 80 now. He is. Hey, Dennis Beck is one of he's in such great shape. I don't know how he does it. I'm 41 years old and I want to roll over and die every night. And he's up and down
the street at the bowling alley. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah, but you can't tell me you can't hold up fingers. Come on.
It's not even about that. It's like most of the officials don't even come to the table to report. Not most. Many officials don't come to the table to even report fouls anymore. They just scream it from wherever they called the damn foul from. So it's hard to even get that
foul on that guy over there. Foul on him.
Yeah.
Technical on.
They used to make you have to run in front of the table and report the
Have
reporting.
you seen some of them? They can't run in front of there.
Listen, I'm working the table this year. An official from across the floor blows his whistle, raises his hands. He goes, foul on number 42.
It looks like you're holding
That's
up
what he did.
3 and 3.
33.
Mm-hmm.
He said 42. Can we get the one? Can we get 0 through 5
Hey,
correct?
Langhauser, you say most of the time everybody knows the foul. No, I've seen you guys call fouls, and then you say the number, and I'm like, that wasn't who the foul was on.
Yeah, 42. Not saying it was Mark, but 42.
We saw it teach our kids to raise their hands whenever there's a foul, and it's like, listen, you're not very good, so whenever it's on the best player, you just raise your hand. You take that foul.
And you get that situation where 4 of the kids commit a foul on the same play, but they only call one, so they all raise their hand.
Right.
No joking aside, I'll take Mark Langhauser over a ton of officials. So, Mark.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't say that. Yeah.
Wow. Very nice of you, Jason.
Wow, you want Jeff Burke?
Who's that?
I'm asking you.
I know.
You know who it is.
I don't acknowledge his existence.
That's locked in that box that's already...
I don't acknowledge his existence.
Hey, get used to that, Jason. You feel we're going to be his assistant. He's not going to acknowledge your existence either.
Well, I know. I don't know.
Hey, you might want to call timeout here.
Talking?
Hey, you might want to call timeout here.
Hey, ask Zach about his feelings about fouling when you're up 3.
You should foul.
Or putting a freshman on the line. Yeah.
Hey,
how's that going now, Zach? Do you have a different feeling now?
Hey, putting a freshman on the line.
Hey,
I
tried
bias one time. I'm just saying.
Are we all done talking now? I just think that's really dumb that we don't have that. I know I get what you're saying, Kevin, but listen,
Mark,
I still think the majority of our officials,
Mark, the best player
can do it
at Fox.
We'd figure it out.
The best player at Fox last year was a sophomore, and he played in our JV game.
No,
I was waiting for that.
That one. Okay, you're
Langhauser is going to get banned from the show.
I love.
Oh no! We are not like other entities that will block people. No. We're not. We're not.
No, you can get on here and hate. I don't care.
No. We'll just give him the Jim Powers treatment.
Oh, you go on assignment.
Oh, no, you get roasted every time you're not here. Wait a minute, that's every episode. Jesus. Last year was an anomaly. Or last week, I'm sorry, last week.
Man, we got somebody off Twitch here. This is great. I can't even make this one out. Remove the space. Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Is that the Chinese? Is that the?
That's the Chinese.
Is that the
Ray sent them?
Chinese again?
Ray sent them.
No. Who's Ray?
You know Ray.
So Kevin, let's talk about some Cardinals.
Yeah, there we go.
And their mediocrity, and everybody's so happy. Like
your
the radio
internet
today.
Your internet.
They're like, who, me?
I was like, is he talking still?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening right now.
You're just lagging there, Zach. But
go ahead, Kevin.
All right, well, go ahead. I'll go ahead. You guys talk.
You all know how I feel about. I think the Cardinal season's going to go. You all think I'm nuts, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. What I will stay, and I maintain this to this day, the Cardinals don't have the stones to do what the Blues did, and that's make themselves better by making the changes that need to happen, even if it's in the middle of the season. So it is what it is. Hashtag 91 wins.
Well, having guys hit the ball really does help. Brendan Donovan's leading the league in batting average, now hitting 380. He was hitting like a $180 or something, I think.
Wait. I'm stopping you. So, do you sign him?
Zach, do you sign him?
Sure. It was either him or Edmund, and you let Edmund walk.
Do you sign? So you got to sign Donovan right now. Right now, 5 years, $50 million or something.
Gotta give him the extension.
If you think he's going to be your core dude. If you think he's going to be a core dude for 5 years,
he's the effing guy right now.
He's the effing guy.
Yeah, let's see if he's. the guy in June
I'm not
or
even
July,
talking
August.
about. I'm not even talking about numbers here, Zach. I'm talking about he is the leader in that place.
Listen, you got to sign him.
This ain't like signing Carpenter. I mean, this is like, do you sign him now, or do you wait until the end of the year?
Now,
well,
do you
as
wait
Chris,
till the end of the year?
Now,
Chris had showed me and showed the math because I'm not good at math. You sign him now.
I was gonna say, because if you wait till the end of the year and he keeps at this pace, we ain't gonna be able to sign him.
Listen, I did walk Zach through my
Some math analogy.
Yeah, it was last year, year before, about signing baseball players to big contracts.
Yeah, you did.
I did. I walked him right through it and had the whole breakdown of how much money you actually saved. You know where I learned all this is playing MLB The Show. I kid you not. I learned more about signing, why it's important to go ahead and just sign those guys to those contracts now from that freaking game. I'm not joking, because you save so much money by doing it than what you're going to pay if they do pan out. And if you don't sign them late to big deals, as the Cardinals have done with some of these guys, like when they hit free agency or whatever, you can turn around and cut your losses without losing a bunch of money. Like they've lost money on guys that they signed to big deals when they hit free agency. If they, like the Piscotty deal, that didn't really work. You could ship him off because the cost wasn't so much and get something out of him, even though it's like, we didn't really make our bang for our buck. Well, losing $10 million is okay in comparison to losing $35, $40 million on somebody who didn't get you your bang for your buck. See Mike Leake. So there's those signings that don't make any sense. I think you sign these guys when they're younger, and it makes more sense, and that's what you need to do. So if you feel like you're going to keep diving for a while, then you lock him up. I do the same with Mason Wynn. I do the same with Jordan Walker. I do the same with Nolan Gorman. I go ahead and sign him. You might as well, because if you don't do it now, you're going to be paying later. And the paying later part is paying a lot more money, and you might not get anything better out of them. You can still move somebody when you have them under the cost control, even at that contract, a lot easier you can when it's like a $25 million a year contract.
I was going to say, would you, if let's say you sign a Gorman and you're going to go 5 year, 50 mil, whatever, 5 year, 60 mil, whatever. Somebody would say if in year 3 he's just not panning out, somebody would pull a trigger on a left-handed power hitter, whether that's to be a DH or second baseman, be like, for 10, 12 million, sign us up, and then maybe we get something back for it.
I think so. I think that's a no-brainer. But again, Cardinals and their slash payroll, and let's not overspend. I think it's spending money wisely in comparison to how they've been doing it. I mean, I really do. And then, that when you do trade those guys, because eventually you're going to trade somebody, then they're locked up on cost control and a manageable contract, and you can get pitching prospects back for them, and that's what you want. You don't want to pay pitchers free agency money. You want to pay pitchers in cost control when they're their rookie deals, their arbitration years. You want to pay them at that level of money. You don't want to pay them coming out in free agency, because you're going to be paying way more money than you should. See Miles Michaelis. That's what you don't want to do. You don't want to be paying that kind of money to pitchers, because pitchers are easily hurt. They're fragile. They're like china that's been sitting in your grandma's china cabinet forever, and your kid sneezes and it breaks every plate. That's what a pitcher is in the MLB nowadays. So I don't want to pay a bunch of money to those guys. I want to pay money to my guys that are younger and might be able to do something, and let them know, hey, you're my guy. I'm loyal to you. Something the Cardinals didn't do with some of the other players. See Jordan Walker. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I learned all this stuff from playing MLB The Show. In this story right there. Drop the mic. Hey, Jason, what are you doing?
What? I don't know.
Never know what he's doing. We never know what he's doing back there.
Sorry, I was setting up the.
It's getting to be that time of the night as CTE.
No, I was setting up the. Yeah, Dylan swears I have it.
You mix in the CTE with the TMB, and it just gets to be a bad case.
Listen. All I want to be is a BB coach, basketball coach. That's what I want this year.
Bocce ball?
No, basketball. So if anybody watching this needs a basketball coach, I'm your man.
Oh my! So, any thoughts on the Cardinals before we wrap this thing up?
Man,
why are we celebrating? Why are we celebrating mediocrity? Like, again, that's what I was trying to say earlier. The radio's like, well, we don't have anything bad to say. We don't have anything good to say. Hold on. Since when are we all excited about being 500? Like, why are we not saying no? We're over 10% through the year, and we're 500. Really?
Well, because we thought we'd be
come on now.
Like 300.
Jeez. So that's literally what management has done, is that they lowered the standard, they lowered the bar to where it's like 500's okay now.
You might be the biggest Debbie Downer of anyone I know.
Hashtag realist. But again, you're happy with them being 500? You're happy with them being 500?
No, I'm happier right now than I was at this time last year, I think.
Okay.
That's too funny.
Again, it's not even late April. It's mid-April.
Hey, Zach, I'm not happy enough to buy a ticket to go to that freaking game.
Okay.
Well, so it don't matter.
There we go. There's that.
I'm just saying, it's not like I'm so happy like Blues. I'd probably pay a little bit to go to a playoff game.
Yeah.
Well,
Kevin,
if I had money to spend.
Yeah.
It's still mid-April.
He said they're winning 91 games. What do you think he thinks?
Yeah, we already know.
Jason. What Jason said.
Well, I think that puts a wrap on the show for tonight.
Wait a minute. We have not. Hold on. We have not made fun of Jim enough. Once again, fans, we are sorry. Jim Powers is not here again. Whether we're sorry really or not, but he's not here. He's not here. You might not be here next week. He might not be here the next week, the next week.
Not one, not two, not three.
Dude may never come back.
Just chase him away.
Well, not if we keep treating
anyway,
him like
this is the best. I don't care what anyone says. This is the best free podcast that anyone can watch right here in Jefferson County, the Coach's Box.
Best one in Jefferson County. I hope it's better than just that.
Anyway, you're mishearing, sir.
You did say it. You did say it.
No,
anyway,
I did not.
Thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of the Coach's Box Call Like We See It podcast. We will see you guys all again next week. Good night. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
This episode of the Coach's Box Call Like We See It podcast
is brought to you by Off the Rails Media. Life's more fun when you're off the rails.